Romans 12. God, I bless your name. And I am not ashamed of the assault that the enemy has launched against the body of Christ. It just let me know how much of a threat we are to the kingdom of darkness. You know when you have really hurt your enemy because he starts to holler. And how he starts to holler is he starts to holler with all the stuff that breaks out in our lives. That's when the car breaks down, when the washing machine breaks down at the same time that the car breaks down, and you never got the dryer fixed before all of this happened. Amen. That's when the multiplicity of crazy stuff breaks out in your life. Amen. Amen. That's when people that you haven't seen in years call and say, "What did you say about me?" Amen. I know. Y'all don't know those kind of things. You don't know those kind of people. I thank God that he has freed you from those kind of people. But I know that the work that I'm doing has caused an all-out assault against the kingdom of darkness. And I'm not ashamed and I'm not sad about it. Amen. Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. As you get ready to take your seat, just clap your hands for the expectation of what you're going to receive as we talk about the Christian proving ground. Paul, in this particular epistle, he deals with how God is going to bless his people. And the blessing is going to come down as though it's a torrential rain. Amen. You got that part, right? You also understand that the enemy comes to drain you. He comes to dry you up. He comes to distract you. He comes to lead you into debt. He comes to discourage you. We got that part, right? Then Paul moves on and he shows us how it has to be an act of our own will, because you can never get to a place of conversion until you've dealt with your conviction. Paul did not experience conversion until he was convicted. He was totally convinced and convicted that he was going to kill the Christians. You've got to have a conviction before you experience and benefit through conversion. Paul goes on and he deals with us with the fact that says that those who are believers, you must spiritually distance yourself from those who are in the world, who participate with the acts of the world, so that you can spiritually be distinguished from the world. I believe God is dealing with us and turning the heat up in our lives, allowing the heat to be turned up in our lives, because it's no separation. There ought to be a distinction between those who love the Lord, amen, and those who not only are in the world, but who love the darkness that is in the world. Paul emphasizes that God's good pleasure and his perfect plans are for all of his children. God doesn't have anything. There is no respect of persons in God. But he says that there has to be a submission of the body and the soul and the heart. And all of the three working together are as but one mind. One mind which, when transformed and changed and revived through spiritual resurrection, then you can prove that you've had an encounter. Then you can prove that you've had an encounter. Now when he says prove here means to be able to test with the expectation of showing through life experiences and life encounters that what you're going through, God approved it. I know I wasn't going to get no help there. That what you're going through, God is behind it. It ain't the devil that sent that. God did it. God approved your tears. God approved your trial. God used what you're going through to witness to the world that I got some people in the earth. And every day is not a sunny day. And clouds come over their heads. And sometimes they cry, but they're not crying in vain. They're not crying because they got caught. They're not crying because they've gone crazy. They're not crying because they've gone back to the world. They are crying because they deals with them. He deals with them. You got to know what God has approved in your life and what you brought into it. Some stuff we trying to help people get rid of. God said, I ain't going to help you help them get rid of it because I dealt with them before they picked it up. When God is behind us, whatever we got to go through, I don't care how crazy, we go through it calmly. People can't believe you're going through what you're going through. They said, how long you been unemployed? Long time now. I've been waiting on God. But I have never gone to bed hungry. My bills are still getting paid. I'm getting all kinds of invitations to eat out for free. Seems like everywhere I go, there's a surplus of something for me to bring back home. See, I just don't understand it. See, and everything that I like, somebody else is ready to get rid of it, so they keep on giving me brand new stuff. That's why I know where I am is God approved. Where I am is God approved. Who I'm with is God approved. Oh, y'all. How do I know when it's God approved? Because it's a matter of me letting my will go to follow the direction that God has for me. So that means whatever is on the path, I got to deal with it. And when we do this, we show or prove that we are recipients of redemption, revival, and restoration. We prove that the spiritual effect that is in my life that you see is an authentic deliverance. I'm not in trouble. This is just the fruit of my deliverance. I ain't in trouble. Oh, I wish I had I ain't in trouble. Please don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me that God let me man up and be a stone cold Christian. Do not feel sorry for me that my life gets turned upside downwards too. And please don't ask God to take it off of me. Ask God to help me be a better Christian as I prove to the world that even if I suffer with him, I shall reign with him. Many believers have this mindset that as Christians, we're not supposed to have to go through nothing. But how he going to prove himself? How he going to prove that we can go through the fire and not get burned if we don't ever let the heat get turned up? How he going to prove it? What happens is many times we see who we consider to be stone cold believers. Oh, they're out before the world. They're operating as though everything in their life is just good and it's wonderful. And they're proving to the world that they've got this great mandate from God. God has called them for such an hour as this. And oh, just the Spirit of the Lord in them causes them to leap tall buildings in a single battle. They're faster than a locomotive. Oh, my God. We begin to see them, but all of a sudden, in the middle of all of their good, some bad start leaking out. In the middle of their good, some bad start leaking. And all of the bad turns into more, and it conquers the good. Now those who are on fire have lost their passion. Then they become defensive and downright difficult to instruct. You can't say nothing to them. Oh my God. You cannot inform them. You cannot instruct them. And you cannot include them when it comes to major ministry moves. They move from under the mantle of their position. See, in all of us, there is a mantle that God has put upon us. The first thing the mantle does is it protects you. Because none of us get the full blunt of the storm that came in our direction. I don't care how bad you got hurt. You didn't get hurt as bad as the enemy wants you to get. I don't care how embarrassed you got. You didn't get as embarrassed as the enemy wanted you to get. He wanted you to be on TV looking crazy. He wanted you to be on that psych ward. He wanted you to go and drive into a building and kill yourself. He wanted you to go back and start running and chasing and slipping and dipping. He wanted you to be out on the street corner